Welcome to Purposeful Transitions. My name is Erica Bryan. The intention behind Purposeful Transitions is to bring a pause and cultivate awareness to the moments we can easily dismiss in our lives, which are the moments in between moments. I call this a transitional space. Over my 10 years in the medical field and as a yoga teacher, I have often seen all professionals rush into the next moments of their journey, bringing in the residue from their past experiences. Join me as we learn ways to enhance a deeper understanding of our transitions, allowing purposeful transitions to strengthen self-awareness, relationships, our own contributions, and tapping into the field of possibilities.
Freedom is found in love. Freedom is found in love. What have you got to lose?
Hello everyone, welcome. This is Erica Bryan and I am here with Whitney Jones, performing, recording artist, songwriter, producer, and self-love advocate, Miss Whitney Jones.
Hello.
I am so excited to share Whitney with my community. She is a true gem and highly talented. I hope you all will enjoy this episode. So we're going to start off with some questions, but I also encourage Whitney to share some of her story as well as we continue to dive into what transitional spaces are to allow us to have a purposeful approach in these moments between moments. So how are you feeling?
I'm good. I feel refreshed. I feel pretty balanced in my life. I feel like I'm finally on the right path. So there's this like alignment. Even this morning, I saw a hummingbird, and I always say like that's my sign. And I was worrying about some things this morning, and I just went outside in the backyard and just, stood under the tree, and this hummingbird came and flew. This was the closest I've ever been to a hummingbird. So it was just like this reminder, like, you're all right, you're good. And so I've been been in this blissful peace all day.
And I love that because it's like confirmation of the universe, confirmation of, the divine, Heavenly Father, however you wish to see it. But this is what I talk about is like in these moments of transition, like if you were rushing to do the next thing on your list, we would have totally missed that hummingbird, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you created this pause and then you honored it too. You're just like, wow, that is beautiful.
Yeah, I literally stood there because I didn't want to move. Also because I didn't want to startle the hummingbird and it fly away. And it even came closer, like on a lower branch. And it was like, because the eye is on the side of the head, you know? So it was like we were looking at each other. And I just stood there and I was breathing. And I was just like the hummingbird was my focal point almost, you know? It was like a minute, but
yeah.
It was like
a beautiful
moment.
Yeah. So one thing I encourage the audience to explore when they're in the spaces and checking in with themselves, like how are you feeling mentally? How are you feeling physically? And how are you feeling spiritually? Because how often have we been asked, like, how are you doing? And we're like, good. But it's like, sometimes it's hard to be good mentally, spiritually, and physically all at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. I really do feel like when I say I'm in alignment, I mean that with everything. Like I feel mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually strong. I've been working on myself, consistently. And I can't just say, just the past 2-3 years. No, It's been a journey. It has. It's been a journey. So as far as mentally, I feel open-minded. This is probably the most open-minded I've been in my life, where I have questions and I don't claim to know, There's so much to know in this world. And the more that I learn, the more that I learn that I don't know. So I feel open. And as far as like you said physically, you know, I feel good in my body because I've been moving it a lot more, even just every day, making sure I do some kind of movement. And spiritually, I feel in alignment, especially with my spiritual practices.
Very good. Yeah. So important.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to have you share the story on how we met.
We met 2015. Gosh, it's been a while, Erica.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe it's been like 7 years?
Yeah. And I officially moved here in 2013, so I was still kind of new.
Okay.
But yeah, I moved. We met at one of the facilities, one of the hospitals we were working at, a behavioral mental health hospital. And we worked in the adjunctive therapy department. So we had recreation therapy, we had yoga, meditation, music therapy, art therapy. And I was the music therapist there. You came in probably about, I want to say 4 or 5 months after I started that year. You came in and you started doing yoga and meditation. But the cool thing was, it wasn't just for the patients, it was also for the staff. And I feel like that's really where we bonded, you know, so that was cool.
It was neat to see that even for the staff, it was an opportunity for them to open up to the practices, because a lot of them were just like, we thought yoga was more like fitness and stuff, but I'm like, no, we're going within, we're diving. And some were able to like go deep right away, and some were like, okay, this is the first time I'm starting this dialogue with myself, and there's something there that I want to work on. So awesome. Well, how did you feel during the season of your life when we did meet? Because I feel like that's important too, is like we always come to meet people at certain seasons in our life for a reason.
Yeah. Well, I always say that you definitely played a huge part in my development. You sowed a lot of seeds early on. But when we met, I feel like life was chaotic. I feel like things were really hard at that time. I had just lost my grandmother, like literally 2 months before I started working at that facility. So I was still grieving. I was in an unhealthy, abusive relationship. I was unhappy. I was definitely like overweight. I wasn't really caring for myself like I should. And I was just not, I was in survival mode.
Oh,
that's what it is. I was in survival mode. I was a single mom, taking care of my son, you know, all of that. I was in survival mode.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, think about it. If you're in this state of survival mode, which I feel like in the way we grew up, it's all we knew.
Yeah.
And so we function on survival mode thinking that this was healthy.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think once we started to realize like our contributions and the choices we were making were not in alignment with who we really wanted to be. Like, why are we meeting resistance? Well, because we're recycling things from the past, you know? Why are we, you know, not where we want to be? It's because we're ruminating in the past. But when you're in survival mode, none of that matters. You're just trying to get to the next paycheck, to the next meal, to the next conversation about opportunity. It's just like, you're just trying to maintain breath. You know? Literally. Like, I just need to cover my basic needs. And that's all that we're thinking of. Once those needs are covered, think about what a blessing this has been too. Like where we were and then where we are now, where there's peace now. Now we have our basic needs met. And now we can dive into the deeper stuff. And look at how much like your talent has opened up and expanded because we were able to stabilize the breath, the body, and covering all those needs.
I remember even being in like the classes and you would have us do like
the lion's breath,
you know, but it gives me chills now. Look.
But
even doing that was freeing. Even though I was a vocalist, I was not performing regularly. I was like, I felt frustrated.
I remember that. I remember when you first shared that you were a vocalist, and I'm like, where is it? And then you're like, oh, well, I just haven't been doing it. Like, I'm like, why not? I'm like, I want to hear some of this stuff. And then now, your song, the one we played at the very beginning, like that is Whitney, you guys. Like when I heard that song, I just like hit myself. I'm like, where can we put this out? Like it needs to be on the radio. I'm tired of the hot girl summer stuff. I want
something nurturing and
exactly
empowering. Well, that's my whole mission, to release uplifting, inspiring, and empowering music. But also it sounds good. Because there's some stuff that you're like, okay, I don't want to kumbaya around the campfire now. Like I want something that sounds good.
I want to groove. I want to dance.
So,
And I want to say thank you for that, because where the music has been trending, like it has scared me. To think, like, especially some of the stuff that my kids like to listen to. And even, sometimes stuff that I would catch myself listening to because it had a good beat. Yeah. Then when I'm like, wait, what are they saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on? The fact that we're able to be so verbal about, like, some of the stuff, like, that's expressed, is just, it's kind of scary to see that. So I want to thank you for creating this wave of healthy music for our kids to even listen to, and for us that feels good when we're dancing and embracing it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Like,
but it is coming out. It is coming out. My album's coming out this year.
Good. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's go back to your questions. Okay. Knowing what you know now, what piece of advice would you have shared with yourself back then?
Back then I would say to love yourself. Know that everything is going to work out. Everything's working out for you. I think that's when we get frustrated, when we believe that hard times, when they come, that they won't get better, or that it's not going to benefit you. But the truth is, I believe everything is working for you. It's like the universe is like created this flow. So like the winds may blow, or the storms may come, and the sun may shine, and the rain comes, but it's all to grow this flower that you said you wanted to be. I always admired Maya Angelou's wisdom. I want to be enlightened like her and inspire people with my music like India Ari. Well, you have to go through some things. Like
or even put some light on the things that you've been suppressing, right? It's just like we got to put some value behind this pain, purpose behind this pain.
Purpose behind this pain. Mm-hmm. That's the name of a book.
By Whitney Jones.
Erica's always trying to get me to become an author. Even though I secretly said one time when I was younger that I would write a book, but I didn't tell anybody.
I have a feeling it's gonna come. It's gonna come, because I feel like we were just talking about before we started recording, is like when you find your purpose, you start to find the reasons why everything was so unfair, why it was so painful, and things like that. And when you get into that space where you're like, wow, I can meet everybody with love now, because I know that even though during the season where it was hurt and I couldn't believe that those people did what they did to me, now I know why. They blessed me with that. So good. Okay, so what do you do to keep your mental, physical, and spiritual parts of you strong?
The number one thing that I do is meditation. I feel like that is the domino effect. If I start my day off with meditation, then I do my gratitude, that sets the tone for my day. That empowers me to say, hey, I'm worthy and love my body enough to exercise, even if it's just going for a walk with the baby in the stroller. You know what I mean? I love myself enough to eat healthily today, or I love myself enough to read a book. But that first thing, that foundation of taking time for myself, that really does make the difference. On the days when I don't, everyone can tell. My husband will be like, did you meditate? I'm like, leave me alone. Did you? I asked him, did you meditate? I was just asking.
Note taken. I'm the same way though too. If I don't have that space for myself in the morning, I will be easily agitated.
Yeah.
And part of what I do in the community, I can't leave with that.
Yeah.
You know? Unless I'm teaching a boot camp class and I'm like, you all are getting it today.
Yeah.
But, you know, so it's just like, and then part of my practice too is like, I have to create space to breathe before I go into a class, space to breathe before I lecture, space to breathe before I have my one-on-one privates.
Yeah.
Because to honor them and the people that are there, and you probably do this too before your shows.
I do now, yeah.
It's like, I'm going to create this transition so I can let go of any residue. And then when I'm on stage or, you know, presenting, when I'm in that space of being the leader, being the teacher, I'm giving you sweet nectar.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just like, that's what I want. And that's what you deserve is you hired me to come here and deliver what I know. And I want to deliver that in the sweetest space.
Yeah.
So good. Meditation. I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
It's a great tool. Anything else for your... Because I feel like meditation goes in every facet. Like meditation helps you become more disciplined in the way you eat and the way you exercise and the way you just conduct yourself during the day.
Yeah, definitely. As far as like anything in addition to the meditation is what you're saying?
Yeah, anything in addition. I think you remember I heard you say counseling.
Oh,
and I am so
How did I not? The reason why I'm able to even talk to you on this podcast, like I've had people ask me to do their podcast, and I'm like, nah.
Oh, really?
I'm not ready. No.
Yeah.
You know, like the reason why I'm even able to do this today, I definitely would say therapy. Therapy is... Everybody should go to therapy because everybody thinks that they had an excellent childhood until you grow up and you're like, wait a minute, that wasn't normal?
Yeah.
I thought everybody blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, no. You know, but yeah, going to therapy has helped me deal with things even from adulthood, not just childhood, but just like day-to-day stuff that I'm currently having to deal with. It's like, all right, I need to bounce this off of somebody. And especially in the community that I grew up in, it was frowned upon. For African Americans, you're taught, go to church, pray about it, you know. But what I learned going down the path of music therapy, which that's really where a lot of my introspective healing journey started, because my professors were like, you can't help anybody else until you've learned to help yourself. So a lot of our homework assignments were like papers and introspective things about ourselves. Okay. We did a lot of existential things and a lot of like, you know, just practicing on each other, you know, and a lot of psychology. And as you begin to understand abnormal psychology, childhood and adolescent psychology, you know, that's really where a lot of my programming changed. Like, I remember, if I may give this example, coming home from college one semester, like during winter break, and I was like, why is everybody talking to everybody so rudely? Like, you don't have to snap. Like, she just asked the question. Yeah. Like, why are you sarcastic? But that was the home. That's how I grew up. You know what I mean? Or where people were just snappy or got something smart to say all the time.
To put you down, that was demeaning. It's like, wait, I was just sharing something.
Yeah.
I was excited to actually talk to you about this. Now I don't feel good about myself.
Or a smart reaction, or smart comment. And you don't realize it when you're in it. But like I said, I stepped away and went to college and started this healing journey with music therapy, majoring in music therapy and doing internal work, and then coming back into that environment, you're like, oh, that's not normal. It's not healthy. You see stuff differently. So yeah, therapy is crucial.
Absolutely. All right, so let's go into the transitional spaces. Okay. First off, are you aware of these transitional spaces? I know we talked about it a little bit. And so a lot of people are saying like, wait, what is transitional spaces? And so when I talk to them, they're like, oh yeah, I never looked at it that way, or I've never really sat in it that way. And I'm like, this is why I'm doing this, because I want us to see there's so much value in these moments to even honor ourselves, check in with ourselves, notice the details in each of the moments, giving yourself time to process. So that way when you go forward into the next experience, you're going there with resources from the previous experiences.
Yeah. I am now aware of transitional spaces. I think while in them previously, like in the past, I haven't been. You're just living and you're just going along. One of the most recent ones I can think of was during the pandemic. Like when everything shut down, that was definitely a transitional space, because prior to that, literally maybe 6 months before everything shut down, I left my full-time position as a music therapist, and I resigned from that. I'd let my board certification go and everything, and I was like, I'm going to focus on doing my purpose fully. Not to say music therapy wasn't a part or isn't a part of my purpose, but that was like, there's a difference in just doing stuff because I need a job, I gotta work a 9 to 5, so here's that. Versus like, I'm helping people heal through music, through the songs, through the writing, which is what I knew that I wanted, really.
What I feel too is like it puts you on a platform to access more people. Because I feel like your healing is in the music.
Yeah.
And so much, you're going to act, like there's so many more people you're going to heal because of it.
Yeah.
Opposed to like when we were in the hospital setting and we have this rotation coming through, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that you're doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, so what things do you wish to share about what you're doing in the community right now?
So in the community, I am performing and singing, uplifting, empowering, and inspiring people through music. Encouraging people to kick fear out of their faces and walk in love. To be light. Everyone is light. I'm just like, hey, remember you're light. I'm going to sing this song for you so you can remember this.
Yeah.
I'm going to remind you. Like, that's what I do. I write music. I perform music. I help people heal through music.
Yes.
So I'm performing right now at Char's Live down in Phoenix, and I have a residency there. It's called Whitney Jones's Soul Music Sundays.
Oh, I like that.
From 7 to 10 p.m. And it's every other Sunday. So June 12th is the next one. And then it'll be June 26th. And then because of the holiday, we'll do July 3rd, July 10th, and then so on and so forth. Every other week after July 10th, all the way through September 4th. So it's a residency between Memorial Day and Labor Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this podcast will be coming out in July. So there'll be many Sundays for you to still hit.
Yeah.
Very good.
Just check the website or check my Instagram. You can go on charslive.com to see when the schedule is, or WhitneyJonesMusic.com or at Whitney Jones Music on Instagram. You'll see the schedule on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so last piece of advice. What do you wish to share with the audience?
I want to tell people you're put for a reason. Every single person on this earth has a purpose. Find the thing that you love and do that thing.
Yes.
Period.
Exactly. Point blank.
Yeah. No, because we're taught in this culture, like, you got to get the bag. You got to make money.
Chase.
And that's not fulfilling, you know? Watch The Matrix. Watch Avatar. Like, those movies will explain our world.
Yeah.
You are a spiritual being having a physical experience.
Absolutely. Oh, man. Well, I want to tell you thank you so much, Whitney, for doing this with me and just sharing some of your light and your story and what you're doing in the community. So please share your handles again, your website, because I want our audience to know how to contact you and where to go see your light.
Okay, awesome. Make sure you all are following me at Whitney Jones Music on Instagram, all one word. On Facebook is Whitney Jones Music page. And my website is www.whitneyjonesmusic.com. There you can see videos, you can purchase music, you can pre-order my album. I'm going to be having merch coming up pretty soon, like some of the slogans that I say, kick fear out your face. I'm getting those shirts designed, and you can have that, you know, just a reminder, love yourself, stuff like that. You can pre-order my new album, which is entitled Based on Reality.
Is freedom
Freedom is Found in Love is on that album.
Oh, yay.
I'm going to be releasing that as a single. Though.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I'm getting a lot of feedback on that one, so I'm like, all right, the
It's
people are ready for
amazing.
it.
Yeah, we are ready. We are screaming. We're hollering. We need it. That was a clip we played at the beginning of the show, and I'm going to end it with a little bit here too. So enjoy. Freedom is found in love.
Got to lose by choosing love. There's actually more for you, so rise above. See, I used to fight it, but I can't deny it. No way. Once you ignite it,
Immense gratitude to you all for tuning in today. It was a true honor to be here in this time and space with you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at erica@returntoyourself.org. I'm also on Instagram as Om Namaste. Don't forget to check out Pause, Shift, and Refresh, the 7 Arts of Establishing Harmonious Oneness, and my workbook, Becoming 2.3, allowing you to expand in the desires you wish to embrace. I wish you all a beautiful and vibrant day. Until next time, be well.